and welcome to AIL TV. You are watching A Man Called J Vexed. Yes, the reason why I say vexed, as you saw on my caption, I am really kind of disappointed as how things actually operate in the UK. We normally say Great Britain, where they do things according to their rules, to their law, to their standards. And in fact, they claim to have set standards of education. They claim to have set standards of everything that you can think of. But actually, in this video, what I'm going to talk about is something that I have been observing, which bothers me a lot. So let us talk about Africa, for example. You know, one thing that I have realized, Africa is always seen as one country, one tiny country. People talk about Africa. Somebody goes to Kenya, is saying, I'm going to Africa. Yes, Kenya is in Africa. Someone goes to Cape Verde, say, yeah, I'm going to Africa. That's all well and good. But when it comes now to do things that represents Africa, I do not really see how that represents Africa in a way. You see, just this week gone, I was watching a program, facilitated by the London Mayor's Office, called Africa in London. So I just want to ask you guys who are watching, think about this. What do Africa in London mean to you? You can have so many interpretations. Yeah? You can say African London. You can say the people who live in, Africans who live in London. I've got a TV channel called Africans in London. You see, my aim is to represent everybody. Now, let me just remind you one thing. Africa has 54 countries. And you will be surprised that many people from all corners of Africa live here in London. Actually, maybe that's what makes it great. So where I'm going is this. You see, I've just shown you a video of an event called Africa on the Square. Now, Africa on the Square is supposed to represent everyone from Africa, which is good. The organizers try their best, but we will come to that later. But things have been changing. Now, before it was Africa on the Square, I just want to show you what it was then. Can you remember? Now, if you can't remember what it was called then, and I'm talking 2010 or 2010. So, this is what it is, and this is what it was called. Just have a look at this. Yes, so that was called Amazing Africa. And all the way back in 2010, actually the London mayor then was Ken Livingstone. Ken Livingstone was the mayor who was actually trying to champion African causes, African events and stuff like that. Yeah, so that was Amazing Africa. So when Boris Johnson came in, scrapped everything. Not until Sadiq Khan came in, then something else emerged. I think that's what we should call Africa on the square. Doing the same thing, no changes. It's only that it changes the name, but the activities remain the same. Now, what I just want to highlight here, and before we go on, I have also observed that the things they are the way they are. Things they are the way they are. Oh no. Things. Sorry, you know, working at home sometimes it's problematic. So now, as I was saying, things are the way they are because we don't have, there is no particular person or a person who has experience of Africa. Because, you know, I did an interview a couple of weeks ago with a professor friend of mine. He's an academic. He's been in education for 20 years. And I'm talking about he's been working at the highest level possible. But the question he raised, or maybe he put it this way, he said, Joseph, listen, the problem, the challenge is that we as African people or people of African origin are facing here in the UK is this. An African, no matter how that person is learned, or whether he's got a PhD or master's and whatever, you could have the same qualifications, you could have the same basically qualifications, yes, as I'm saying, sorry to repeat myself, but you are not going to get a job as the head of an organization that is looking after African affairs. So we discussed this and we were really trying to troubleshoot this. We could not even find a reason why. But because we were talking about discrimination in the area of jobs and education, we thought, okay, we pinned it down to discrimination. But here we are. You see, we are talking about Africa. we should have a person heading these organizations, say for example, Africa in London. I am not sure who is in charge of Africa in London. Africa in London is a very good idea, but you have to remember it is the same as Amazing Africa. It is the same as Africa on the Square. But now it's changed the name, trying to do same things, and even then it is going even lower in standards. What I found, me as a musician, I found it difficult to understand when you have got an event like this, say Africa on the Square, and the musicians that are there, they are very good, but those do not really represent Africa entirely. They are very good, yes, we agree. But if, say for example, if I was to be in charge of this Africa in London or Africa on the Square, this is what I should do first. I should say, right, we have got 54 countries in Africa, and every corner of Africa you have got a citizen of Africa nation living here in the UK, and many of them are musicians. Yeah, so I could get one musician from Burkina Faso. I could get one musician from Cote d'Ivoire. I could get one musician from Comoro Islands or Mauritius or Cape Verde, yeah, or Tanzania or Uganda. You see, in all these years that this has been going on, I haven't actually seen a Ugandan musician on this stage. Well, I'm just saying. But anyway, having said that, the African London last week, there were two artists. One was from Kenya. No, both of them were from Kenya. And actually the musician who was playing an instrument, Nyatiti, is my brother, called Macadam. I am very happy for him just to be on there. But does it really help him? Or does it actually, so all this idea of having to discuss how we can, it says strive and thrive. Yeah, that's what they call it. That's the slogan in COVID-19 era. Everyone has jumped on COVID-19. Me, I see it this way. COVID-19 or no COVID-19, African musicians and artists here in the UK, I don't think they are really represented very well. Yes, somebody might correct me. Someone might say, yeah, well, look, the Arts Council gives money to whoever wants to put on a concert, and they've been helping. Yes, but what I would really like to see, if we have to campaign, let us campaign. Let us have people from Africa, educated ones though. I'm not just saying anyone can be. No, we have got people who have studied administration. We have got people with master's degrees who have studied business and stuff like that. We know. So we can get those. We can actually elect them and start championing our cause. So instead of just putting us in this jumping on the wagon, and we call Africa this, we call Africa this, we are given always small money just to do things. What I really want to see is this. I want to see an African event, say for example, staged at Elizabeth Hall, or one of those big venues, because O2. Spend the money, do all the marketing. I'm sure those venues will fill up. But okay, so by the way, I've been talking so much now. I just want to show you something else here. So you guys, while talking about Africa on the Square, and you know how things have been changing, I just want you to listen to this. Because in 2016, I happened to be there on the square. Now, there were two personalities on that. Kenya King, the founder of Mobile Awards, and Sadiq Khan. Listen to what they say, or listen to what they said then.
It's not just about the superstars that we have here performing, it's also about unsigned talent. And Mobo have an initiative called Mobo Unsung, which is about celebrating and commemorating emerging talent. We have one of the artists performing here earlier. Yes, exactly. Give them a round of applause, please. The Mobo Unsung initiative is about giving them the guidance and tools in order to have a sustainable career in the music. Now, Mobo as an organisation has always had a social and cultural responsibility beyond the parameters of music. So it's important for me to use platforms like this to raise important issues such as health. And we are very proud to be partnering with NHS Blood and Transplant because we need to encourage new blood donors to register and donate to combat illnesses such as sickle cell disease. So if you get a moment, please go over to your right because you've got NHSBT and see how you can support the valuable work that NHS Blood and Transplant are doing to help encourage more Black and Asian people to donate and register. So please, please do that. So without further ado, I have a special guest to announce. And now this person is travelling so fast at the speed of sound and light to transform London. So I want you to give a really, really warm welcome. Please give a warm welcome for our Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. Such a great privilege to introduce him.
My name is Sadiq Khan, I'm the Mayor of London! Are you enjoying Africa on the Square? You know, it's my privilege. I'm the first ever mayor to come to Africa on the Square. And it's so important, the contribution from Ghana to Gambia, from Nigeria to Namibia, from South Africa to Somalia. The contribution you make to our city is immense. But you know what else? We should be so proud of the Londoners who are teachers of African origin. The Londoners who are church leaders of African origin. The Londoners who are youth leaders of African origin. You know, London is one of the greatest cities in our world. One of my most favourite proverbs is the Swahili proverb. It says, unity is strength, division is a weakness.
Yes. That's right.
And there are some people who want to divide us. Are we going to let them?
No.
Are we going to let them?
No.
You know, I think the great thing about London is we don't just simply tolerate difference, we respect it, we embrace it, and we celebrate it. You know, we should be proud of the fact that the most successful film of all time, the leading actor was a Londoner of Ghanaian origin, John Boyega. We should be really proud. The most successful British athlete ever was a Londoner of Somalian origin, Mo Farah. You've just met one of our greatest entrepreneurs. She founded the Mobos. She's a Londoner of Nigerian origin, Kenya King. And I can go on. One of the greatest architects in the world, President Obama, asked him to design a museum in Washington, a Londoner of Ghanaian origin, David Adjaye. And I can go on, and I can go on, and I can go on, because you know what? There are great things happening in London because of Londoners from all parts of the world. And that's why it's important for us to have Africa on the Square in Black History Month.
Yes.
This is a month we celebrate the myriad of contributions made by Black people who are Londoners, who are Britons, and from around the world. Think of culture, think of law, think of medicine, think of all the things that you do. But you know what? We've got to make sure our youngsters learn about our culture. They enjoy our food. They enjoy the way we dress. They enjoy the languages we speak. It's possible to be a Londoner and be a proud African.
Yes.
So, that was Mayor Sadiq Khan, Mayor of London, and Kenya King, the founder of Mobile Awards. When you listen to Sadiq Khan, he's a politician, of course. He will tell you he's the first one to have come on London on the Square. But I can tell you that Ken Livingstone, he was at the Amazing Africa. Only that it was just a different name. Of course, Boris wouldn't have come. You know, Boris is Boris. He wouldn't have come to those kind of events. He scrapped them anyway. This is the guy who does. I don't know. I don't even understand his mind. You know. So, look. This is how I say it. When you listen to Sadiq Khan talking about bigging up African actors and actresses and architects and musicians, and saying, man, Africa on the Square is great. We have to be proud of our cultures. Of course, we as Africans or people from the African continent, we are proud of that. But what we need to see now, you as a mayor, Sadiq Khan, give the top job of these organizations. Say, for example, put some top educated African people who live here in London to head this organization. Because that person, as I was saying as the professor was telling me, he said, look, I have got 2 iPhones here. I have got a regular iPhone, and then I have got the Plus iPhone. So, my friends, let me tell you what he says, that he is the Plus because he is born on the continent. He understands Africa. It doesn't matter whether another person has got the same qualifications, but he doesn't have the Plus. Not because the qualifications are not equal, they're equal, but he doesn't have, or she doesn't have the knowledge of Africa. Now, this is what maybe I would just say. As you have heard Kenya King talking about Mobile Awards, maybe this kind of Africa in London, or whatever it is going to be called next year, it needs a business person. Yeah? Just to put in their own money, because I believe they will operate it as a business. As Mobile Awards, it operates as a business. It has got its own flaws, but let me tell you, at least that person is there saying, okay, this is how it has to be run. Not just to bring anybody, just to say that, okay, I will represent Africa, or I will manage issues concerning Africa. No, listen, I am being real here. Yeah? You are not going to see an African, or even, okay, let me give you an example. So we have got all these British councils and stuff like that. You show me which African person is the head of the African British Council in Kenya, in Uganda, or whatever. No, they're all British because they know, British Council know what they want to do. I might be wrong, but believe me, that's the case. Now, when you have all these people coming, doing a job of somebody, instead of somebody just doing what they know, it does not wash. And some of them, even those people working in these organizations, look, they have never even been to Africa. They will not even tell you how many countries are there in Africa. If they have been to Africa, many of them do not even go beyond Morocco and Algeria, because that is a Mediterranean kind of thing. They want to go on holiday and stuff like that. And some of them, yes, they have gone all the way to South Africa because they have got South African ties there. So what am I saying here? What I'm saying that we Africans, we have to be in charge. All these organizations, they have to be run as a business, not as something to do us Africans a favor. Yeah? See, because what I see here, it is like a favor that we've just taken, okay, well, these guys are Africans and what can they do? You see, Africans or Africa has got a lot, much more to showcase, because most of you guys, you don't know what Africa is, and most of you haven't seen it. I don't care whether you have got an organization called the Royal Society of Africa. I don't care whether you have got an organization called Africa so and so. No. You see, this is where the challenge, another challenge that what we have. There is no place a visitor from China, from anywhere around the world can go and see Africa here in the UK. Not even one place. We do not have a place where we can go and see and watch African films. We do not have a place where we can go and listen to poetry. There is no place where we can go and listen to music. You know, yes, I know what I'm talking about. In the 90s, there was the Africa Center. Since that place, the Africa Center, was scrapped in Covent Garden until now, in the 90s. Now we are in 2020. How many years is that? There is no place for any visitor, never mind about us Africans, because we would like actually to be, if you want to make Africans living in London or UK proud, maybe, well, I don't know whether the government, with Boris Johnson now in power, I don't think that is going to happen, because he doesn't believe in these kind of things. The thing that should happen is this. The government should build a center for Africa, similar to France. France, they have one. You go in there, you see actually, especially they have got this special area for North Africa and stuff like that. I am sure France, they have one. We should have that here in Britain. If not, I just want to call on entrepreneurs. Let us just create our own. I am always saying this. Africans or African London, they're making a lot of money. We are making a lot of money, and we are giving it away to some, I don't know how, where, but it disappears just in the thin air, always. Now, yes, this is what we should do. £1 campaign. Let us build our own center. If that is not possible, then we shouldn't complain. Otherwise, these kind of things will always happen. Will always happen. We will always be told, yeah, you know where, take a few thousands here, bring some guy from Tanzania to come and play on something. You guys who live in London, don't worry about that. We have seen you before. No. Imagine if there was a center where you have got visitors from China, you've got visitors from America or wherever they come from. Yeah, you would be making millions of money throughout the year, because you will have programs showcasing Africa. I know someone will say, but how about the South Bank? The South Bank, they have got a music festival, but those are seasonal. You see, when you go to here in Charing Cross, you will see a Korean center. You see, they showcase their things. They can put things throughout the year. We don't want all these seasonal stuff. Yeah, just bring up, you know, Africa, we are still treated as exotics here in the UK. Entrepreneurs, listen to this. Get together, collect some money, build an African center. Don't wait for the government to give you money. That is not going to happen. And we will be losing a lot. Okay, let us go back to the festival. Africa on the Square, 2019. Now, no, this was 2018. Now, you see, as I said, the idea is good. In the beginning, I really said the idea is good. Because here on the Africa Center, on Africa on the Square, as it was called, yeah, you would also see young musicians come to perform, that really I liked that, because that was something new. I could see, okay, there are some young guys, young people there, and by the way, it's a mixture of people. It's a mixture of Africans, and it's a mixture of English, young British guys, or English guys, because when British is, I can be British, but I can't be English. But I'm talking about the English people, young people actually hearing them playing African music. Listen to this. Yeah, here we go. Yes. You see what I'm talking about there? This is very exciting. But things are not going to change if we have got the situation of Africa in London as how it is being run. If it is run properly, it is a very good idea. My suggestion would be very simple. If you are going to put someone in charge of this kind of events, have somebody knowledgeable about Africa, a person who has at least been to Africa or to visit or just to go there for a study. Yeah? Not a person that is just a simple academic, not simple, or just simply academic, just to talk about Africa, to talk about I don't know what. Those things, listen, does not concern me. You see, you have to remember the people that you are talking to, they're also educated. We can take some information and digest them. You see. So, okay, I had a chance just to break into their Zoom meeting on this African London. I actually said exactly the same thing. I told them, look, I am so much disappointed, and what I'm going to say then, it is going to sound like I am bitter. Well, yes, you might interpret it the way you want to interpret it. You cannot have an event called Africa in London when you don't have African artists on there. As I mentioned earlier on, my brother was on it playing, which is very good. Or maybe I missed the point. Or maybe what they are trying to say here, Africa in London, it is not really the Africans who live and work in London. I'm talking about artists. Or maybe it is for those, it is like a cultural exchange. Say, for example, you get a musician from Gambia who doesn't live here, but lives in Gambia. You put them on the stage. Or you get a musician from Comoro Islands who does not live here. You put them on stage and you call it Africa in London. If that is what is supposed to be, then I don't have quarrels with that. But if you are saying that you want to help musicians and artists or the creative Africans here in the UK or London, well, I would have liked to see more. You see, I would have liked to see more. And what pains me more even, as I said earlier, when you look at the people who are performing on the stage, I am not saying they are not good musicians. Yes, they are good. But it looks like that these people, they get these gigs because they have got connection with somebody. Or somebody who is organizing the event. They know each other. Maybe they meet each other in the pub. They get gigs like that. Because seriously, as I said, if this event was balanced, or even Africa in the Square was balanced, you would be amazed at the amount of musicians and the music that you would hear. You see, because I know most of those people on that, what you have seen on the stage, apart from the youth Afrobeat band, those ones I don't know. Because you see, when I come to this kind of event, I want to be surprised by something like that. Yeah, I don't know them, now I can see something new. But when you start recycling and you are putting on the same musicians who were on last year, to me, it seems that there is no research, and these people, they don't have a database. You see, guys, Africa and London, you have to have a database of African creatives here in the UK or in London. because there are plenty. There are plenty of musicians. You see, if you schedule African musicians who live here in London, and you take them individually or band, you're going to spend up at least a month just playing, showcasing one musician every day. So then you come to event like this, African in London or African on the Square, you don't see those musicians. I think there is something wrong there. There is something wrong. The programming is wrong, and the person at the top is wrong. You need someone there who understands what it is they are representing. Anyway, so we're going to go to another. Yes, you see, Africa on the Square or African London, it's not only about music. You know, you've got things like fashion. So, for example, have a look at this. I think
anything you want, my baby, I give it to you. So much fun to have my money. I give it to you. I love you want, my baby, I give it to you. So much fun to have my money. I give it to you. Oh, I love you, I love you.
step only 2 inches on the side. Thank you very much. Yes, that was Africa on the Square 2019. Yeah, they bring on some very good stuff. But listen to this. This is the co-founder of African Fashion Week. This is what he said.
Good afternoon, afternoon, London! Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Good afternoon, London! Woo! Well, thank you very much for being here. As you know, I am co-founder of Africa Fashion Week London. We've given you a fantastic show by our designers and models. Give it up for them! This is our third year supporting Africa on the Square, and it's a fantastic, absolutely fantastic atmosphere. You've been great. Everyone else has been great. The stalls. So please make sure you go and spend some money. Have a wonderful day. Have a great time. And we'll be back again next year. Give it up for Africa Fashion Week London at Africa Fashion Week on the Square. Love you. Thank you.